Hey, what's good, everybody? This your boy Sel, and welcome back to the channel. Three men, including a U.S. Secret Service agent, have been arrested in connection with what prosecutors say an extremely violent fraternity hazing investigation involving the Miami chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity Incorporated. The situation happened in over a 4-day period in April that left two prospective members hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. Now that's crazy. According to the investigators, the three men arrested were Marquez Christopher Pender, Jared Lamar James, and Elijah Delaney Dios. Court documents identify Pender as serving as the alleged dean of pledges during this process. Prosecutors say that prospective members were repeatedly struck with paddles and canes, and after they failed to answer questions about the fraternity historically correctly, well, yeah, they received that wood. Those of y'all that know, if you know, you know. Authorities allege that hazing continued over multiple days at a different location in the Miami area. And one victim reportedly suffered acute kidney injuries and required skin graft surgery because of the severity of the wounds. Another victim was hospitalized and intubated after investigators say his injuries became life-threatening. Prosecutors allege that without medical treatment, one of the victims probably would have died. As a result, all three men are facing serious felony charges, including hazing with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery, and attempted manslaughter. Yeah, these allegations and the defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Let me make sure we make that clear. This is an alleged situation, and we'll let everything fall into place. And I guess we'll get some more details as time proceeds. But the U.S. Secret Service confirmed that Pender has been placed on administrative leave while the criminal case moved through the legal process, and the agency says that it is cooperating with the investigators. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. For decades, historically Black fraternities and sororities have made tremendous contributions through scholarships, mentoring, leadership, development, and community service. Those accomplishments do deserve recognition. However, prosecutors say that the case crossed far beyond tradition and into alleged criminal conduct. If these allegations are proven true, this wasn't about building brotherhood. It was about violence that allegedly left two people fighting for their lives. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time the hazing has resulted in serious injuries or deaths across the country. Universities and organizations have repeatedly warned that hazing can destroy lives, careers, and reputations in a matter of hours. This case will now move through the court system, and many inside and outside of the Greek life will be watching closely to see what happens next. Now, listen, here's my take on this. I use the example with the NFL. Back in the day when football was a truly brutal sport, people used to pride themselves on knocking people out. And what's the quickest way to knock somebody out? Aim for that dome. But as we can see, as we sit back and we reflect on stuff that we glorified back in the day, as far as like the game of football and the research that we have today to know that football 30 years ago, 20 years ago did nothing for those athletes in the long term. Yeah, it was very entertaining back in the day to see someone get knocked out or see a vicious hit of a receiver coming through the middle, and Lawrence Taylor and those guys, Singletary and those guys just smashing these guys' heads and knocking them out. Yeah, that was entertainment, but as we sit back and we look at those things now, we see how dumb that was, how stupid it was. And I say the same thing about the hazing. Like the purpose, back in the day, hazing was the thing. We thought that, in order for you to be a legit member of a fraternity or a sorority, it's not just the Divine Nine, but other sororities as well. They would put them through crazy things. And they would get beat, And back in the day, we thought that was the thing to do. Like you wasn't a legit member unless you got your ass whooped. Or you went through certain stuff. And for people to subject themselves to this type of punishment now, to be a part of an organization that's supposed to be about brotherhood and uplifting each other, it's just crazy to think that somebody would put their body through these type of things just to be a part of a fraternity. I'm a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity myself, and I became a member after I had graduated. So I did grad chapter, but at the same time, at this point in my life, I can't see myself putting my body or putting my manhood on the line for another man to beat me just to be a part of something that's supposed to be positive and uplifting and a brotherhood. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe. Are you a part of a fraternity? Have you ever been wanted to be a part of a fraternity? Let me know what y'all think. Until next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace and yo.